Hey guys, and welcome back to my world. So today I'm going to be showing you at exploration achievements or exploration rewards when you actually explore a map, and as you are discovering locations you actually receive rewards. So okay, you will see, boom, okay, Dragnos has discovered the East Slope Tower. You'll also see that I actually got 11 levels of XP, which maybe might be too much, and you'll also see that I actually got some bread. Ooh, lions and elephants. So this is the We Are the Rangers map, which is up for download. It is only playable in 1.8. So what I'm showing you now is 1.9. So I've just updated this one, but you can still get the locations in 1.8, but just not quite so much. So go download this map and play it. There we go. Dragnos has discovered South River Tower. Okay, and I have found the secret lab outpost. Oh, giraffes. Right, away, and there we go. I have discovered the secret laboratory. Okay, here we have our last location that is not actually currently used in the game. But as I come closer to it, you'll see actually, woo, I had a big firework. And you'll also see now that I have discovered the Lakes Outpost. I discovered the last one, but I've also achieved Master Explorer rank. Now, the reason I got that rank is because I have actually found all of the locations. You'll also see that I actually have, as my reward, I now actually have Elytra wings. Now, because I've explored the whole map, I can now actually go and fly around the map. There's a lot of other things that also now happens because we have explored the whole map, but that's for another video. Now the commands for this is relatively straightforward. Now I know suddenly you're looking at a whole big block of commands, but let me go through it. The basics of it is just 2 commands. Okay, so if I go, for example, over here, all right, the basics is Dragnos has discovered a location and then tagging me as having discovered that location. So there's only really 2 command blocks. That is the most important part of it. Now this is Minecraft 1.9. okay, so you do need to download the latest snapshot or Minecraft 1.9 if it's already been released for this. But the map itself is completely playable in 1.8. So there's all of the 1.8 mechanics, and here is the 1.9 mechanics. So I'm slowly but surely transferring it to 1.9. All right, so let's have a look. First off, what we're doing is we are executing at an ArmorStand that has a tag of uppercase L0, so location 0. And I'm going to be executing at all players within a radius of 50 blocks that does not have the tag L0. Okay, I'm going to actually be executing that. If that player does not have an L0 tag, I am then going to be playing the whole thing. You have discovered blah 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 blah. Okay, now this not tag is very, very important, because if I've already discovered this location, it will never ever show it to me again, because the next command block, which you'll see over here, is a chain command block, and it's conditional. So this command block over here will only activate if this message has been played. And what it does, okay, it executes once again at the ArmorStand, tag equals L0, so the ArmorStand that has an L0 tag, it is going to add for all players that does not have the L0 tag. It's going to add the L0 tag, so it will not play again, so it'll only play once. Okay, so let me just quickly explain the L0 tag. So each location has an ArmorStand. Okay, so if we go into game mode 3, okay, you'll see the ArmorStand. So each location has an ArmorStand with a specific tag for that location. So you'll see over here, custom name equals location, tags equals L0, and tag equals location. So it has 2 tags that is actually spawned with. So when I get close to one of them, like over here, you'll see it'll then tell me over here that I have discovered a location, and you'll see I cannot actually get that achievement again unless I remove that tag. Right, now to make it a little bit more advanced, if you want to actually give a player stuff, give them experience and so forth when they discover a location, you need to do something slightly different, but a little bit more complicated. Now you'll see I've got 2 repeating command blocks over here. One of them is actually set to conditional, so only if this command block activates will this one activate and send a signal through these chain command blocks over here. So what I'm doing, so you'll see over here is I have one of these rows for each location. Now, as I said before, you can only have 2 command blocks, but this is just more complicated because we're doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is I need to find a way to detect a player is within a 50 block radius of those locations. Now what I'm doing here is I'm actually, instead of doing a test for command, I'm actually just going to give the players a saturation effect. Now the reason I'm doing a saturation effect or a test for over here is because because this is running at 20 ticks a second, okay, and this one is dependent on the one before it. When this flags as true, there's a 1 tick delay before I add the L1 tag or add the location tag. So this command block over here will always fire twice when it detects. Once when it detects, activates, this is 1 tick. This takes 1 tick to activate, so it'll run twice. Okay, that makes no sense, but trust me, it makes sense. So what I'm doing is I'm executing at the ArmorStand that has a tag of L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, L6, and 7. Okay, I'm doing a saturation at a player that's within a 50 block radius. Now you'll see I've got a 0 here, just so that I have to actually be inside that location to activate it. Because if I had a 50 block radius, all of them will activate at the same time. Okay. So I'm then adding the saturation. So this will run twice. So it'll run once. Because this is activated, because that command block is activated, it will then activate the next repeat command block. And what this repeat command block will do, it will then actually just say you have discovered X, Y, and Z. Okay, now this one will never activate unless that activates. Once this one is activated, it'll activate this whole row, and then it just does all the other things. It just gives the player XP, it gives them apples, it then plays the firework, and then at last but not least, it actually adds the L2 tag so that this won't run again, and then the player cannot activate it again. So you'll see I cannot activate that again because I've already activated it. And this is exactly the way the whole row works. So what I'll do is I'll put these commands in the description. Okay, I'll put them in the description. Now to detect if a player has all of the tags, okay, so to get the Master Explorer achievement, we need to be a little bit more clever, and we're going to be nesting executes within executes within executes. So once again, I'm using the same thing where this command over here will run twice, then it will run, activate this command, this repeated command block over here that will then activate this whole row, and it'll only do it once per player that has all of the achievements. Okay, so the first thing we're doing is, as I said, this is going to be a very, very long nested execute. So we're going to be executing at all players that does not have the Explorer tag. Okay, so we haven't got the Explorer tag. All right, so I'm going to be executing against all players that does not have the Explorer tag. Then I'm going to be executing at all of the players that do not have the tag. They are going to be executing against themselves. So you're going to be executing at a player, tag equals L1, R equals 0, C equals 1. This R equals 0 and C equals 1 is just to absolutely specify that I don't target anybody else but that particular player. So I'm going to execute at L1, then I'm going to execute at L2, and I'm going to execute at L3. So if they have L2 tag, they'll then run the next execute. So if they have the L1 tag, they'll run the next execute, which is L2. If they have the L2 tag, they'll run the next execute L3, the next tag L4, next tag L5, and the next tag L7. So the last tag is L7. So when they have all of those tags, only then will it give 1,000 XP, okay, to that player. But only then. All right, only if it's got every single one of those tags. Okay, when this is actually successful, the next thing I'm going to be doing is going to do exactly the same. Okay, I'm going to execute exactly the same. Execute at all players that doesn't have the tag Explorer. Execute that has L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, L6, and I'm just going to play that you have reached the Master Explorer rank. Okay, then this will then push out a signal through there, and I'm repeating the whole thing the whole time, executing against all of those tags, making sure that everybody has that tag. I will then do the firework. Okay, I will then also give the Elytra wings. Okay, so you'll see this once again executing against all of them. And last but not least, I then actually add the Explorer tag. Okay, so I'll then give the player the Explorer tag so that they don't constantly fire this off. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. Do go download this map. This was a fantastic collaboration between Blockworks, myself, Wizard Keen, Summersaurus, Buckingham, and a whole bunch of community members made the actual whole map possible. So do go download it. This map will slowly but surely, I will update it to 1.9, and hopefully we'll probably see. I'm not saying anything about that just yet. So download it, go play it, and thank you very much for watching. And as always, I will check you all later.